The stuff.
Yep.
Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to the QB show. It is the year is 2015, and the month and the date are March 3rd. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. We're going to be live. We have a really good show tonight. We actually have three of our sponsors coming on, so we're going to let them talk about sponsors. So we really don't have to do like a sponsor intro tonight. I just want to say that I'm very excited. My name is Stacy Kildall, and I live in Michigan. I live in the Enchanted Mitten here, and I'm very excited because today it was over 20 degrees. I was inordinately excited because it hasn't been like painfully cold, and that's really, really all I have. And I spent the entire day working tucked into my bed, doing remote sessions with all of my clients that I had today. So if any of my clients were watching today, I was in my pajamas, actually underneath my comforter, while we were working today. I'm just going to put that out there. Dawn, how you doing? Oh, and Woody is out. He has the flu. Our other co-host, basically he's our cat wrangler. He sort of makes sure that Dawn and I stay on the straight and narrow. He's out sick, so we want to say we're really sorry that he's not here tonight and hope he feels better. But he's got a little bit of the flu. I know he was down for the count all day today. Brolin, what's up?
Today I actually went to Springfield, Massachusetts. It was awesome. Went and saw a great client out there I see once a year, and so did a nice LM2 form for a union, which is fun because you do it once a year, and it's the only union client that I have. And so we call the first 30 minutes warm-up time. So I get in there, remember what I did last year. I take copious notes throughout the process. This guy has his QuickBooks tight, and
Nice.
he's been doing this for about 10 years, and so we have this timing thing. I get there around 10:30, and then I have to move a couple of the accounts around because the way Paychex dumps the payroll into his QuickBooks, it makes all of the income and expense accounts as bank accounts. So every year I actually have to put them in the right spots and move them and stuff, and then once we get through that, we start working on the well, what I'll call, it's not really a return because we still do a 990, but we kind of get that all hashed out, and then he orders lunch, and we have lunch together.
What do you guys have for lunch?
I had a BLT, small BLT grinder, and he had the same thing, mostly because he was my boyfriend for the lunch today.
He was your lunch boyfriend?
My lunch boyfriend today. And then we finish up lunch. I go back at it for about a half an hour, finish it up, and then head back. And it's always a really great experience because he treats me so nicely. And who doesn't love to be treated well by their clients? And so that was my experience today. It was wonderful. Came back to the team. Had 3 team members here today, and just working through tax returns and working through stuff. And so it was really fun. It was a really fun day. And it is snowing again here, and I love it. So
I don't mind. It snowed today here, and I don't mind the snow. What I don't like is when I get out to my car, go out to my car in the morning to take my kids to school, and it's not the wind chill, it's the actual temperature is negative 19. Negative 19. Yeah, so I want to say this in reply to your comment about it's always nice being treated well by clients. We just had kind of a situation, just sort of a miscommunication kind of a thing this week here at Kildall Services with one of our clients who, it's a pretty, it's not like I mean, I love the client. He's amazing. He's like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my whole entire life. But his account, he's an attorney, and his account gets a little bit difficult with the trust accounting, and he's had some, it's kind of a long story. Great client, miscommunication. We decided very amicably to part ways. He was so wonderful. And it's the only time that I have ever parted ways with a client and I sent a gift. I actually sent him a huge edible arrangement to his house just because I just love him and I just want him to do really well. But it is always very nice because even through this whole time we had this big miscommunication, and we kind of both came to the conclusion that maybe it was just time to part ways. Maybe we've just kind of outgrown each other. I think he really needs somebody in-house to manage the trust accounting. It was just, he was so sweet and so wonderful, and it's just ridiculous because usually that doesn't happen. Usually when you kind of part ways with a client, it's not always the greatest thing, and this was like really truly like one of those very mutual sort of breakups and very, very nice. And I want to say it's very nice when you get treated well by your clients, even when you're breaking up, and we did, and I'm just very grateful to him for that.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. I did go to the Providence. I went to the Cranston Providence event last Thursday.
I was going to ask about that. How'd that go?
It was fantastic. Bree from Intuit was there. Madeline was there. Todd Robinson was there. We had a really good time. Just visiting with some of the people that are from Rhode Island, and they kind of opened it up to everybody, and so it was really great. And so I did leave with a gift basket.
What?
Thank you, Todd Robinson, and I can't open it. I refuse to open it, but it is CPA IPA.
Oh, it's the beers.
CPA IPA, and there's some mugs here. There's some wonderful beer mugs here. It says QuickBooks, we love our accountants, and it has I can't remember what it says. It's your time, I believe it says on here, and there's some pistachios in there, which I want to get in the bag because I want those pistachios. And then there's some ginger beer and stuff. So it was a really nice gift basket, and I just don't want to open it because it's so pretty. And it says Intuit QuickBooks Online Accountant with a little bow tie, and it's just adorable. So it was a really great event, and interesting that they brewed the beer in Rhode Island, then they shipped it to Pawcatuck, Connecticut, and had it bottled. It says CPA IPA, it says Intuit on it, and they just did a really fantastic job. And I think that, the East Coast loves the lovin' from Intuit, is what I want to say. We love it.
I'm glad, and I'm very excited that you do. We don't get too much of it here in the Mitten.
Well, you're midway between everything. You can get to stuff easy.
Yeah, but nobody ever comes here for anything, and it's not just Intuit. Nobody ever does anything here in this area. Like, we are like...
It's a tough spot, yeah.
Yeah, like Michigan, they're all like, yeah, you got all the fresh water, so... And
right.
We got it. We have all of the water.
I see it on the Great Lakes. I don't want to send us into a tailspin, but, those freeze, right?
Well, so they actually they are almost at a record frozen level right now. I was just reading online that they are, I think, each lake is at a certain percentage, and collectively all of the Great Lakes, I think, are at 88.8% frozen this year. This has been, for us, where I live in Michigan, this has been the coldest. This was the coldest February on record. So that since they've been keeping records, this February was absolutely positively the coldest. And I'm going to agree with that because it was damn cold. Negative, when you wake up in the morning and you're ridiculously excited about it being at least 0 out, it's really, really cold. So let's put it this way. I've been sleeping with socks on almost every night, and I don't sleep with socks on ever. I try not to wear socks. Unless they're my cat socks, which I forgot to put my cat socks on tonight.
You got to do that. Did you see my Facebook post? Because this is what happens when you're deep in tax season. I was actually very sick Sunday night. I was in bed at 6 o'clock, and I had 3 pairs of socks on and a couple of sweatshirts, and so I was like, not feeling that great. So I got really deep into my sleep, and Kevin texted me yesterday and said, hey, you know what you said at 2:30 in the morning? I was mocking someone for posting some machinery and equipment against alcohol.
That's
something. I don't know. It's on my Facebook post. And it was just, he's like, yep, that sums it up. I mean, it was just fabulous. So apparently I am still working while I'm sleeping.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we do. At least you're sleeping. Usually I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, oh, hey, I need to do this, this, and this for this client. And then I sit there for 4 hours. So we have a couple minutes. We have like 5 or 6 minutes before.
Yeah, let's get a couple questions. You want to do a couple questions?
Yeah, let me find a good one.
Well, interesting.
I have one, and it's very appropriate. So
okay, go ahead.
It's about year-end. It has something to do with year-end, and it's specifically about W-2s.
Good.
And so they're saying one of my employees needs me to reissue a W-2 from 2010.
Yes.
How do I find that in QuickBooks?
So, couple things. Or do you want me to answer, or you're asking me, right?
I'm asking you. I'm going to be Woody.
Okay.
Or I'm just gonna ask it. That's all. How about that? I'm gonna be Stacy. I can't be anything else other than Stacy.
I know you can't.
So I'm asking you as Dawn to answer. Yes, please.
I'm gonna assume only because it's just who I've been, that they're using a desktop. If they're using
I assume
online,
that too.
I want you to answer it. If you know the answer with QuickBooks Online, I'm going to address the desktop, and then you can address Intuit Online Payroll. Because you do online payroll.
Yes.
And I primarily we do Intuit Full Service Payroll, and I don't have anybody that would have that situation because we moved them all last year. So, and I know they save all of those in a PDF into a Full Service Payroll. I'm sure they do the same thing in QBO, which is
do the same thing with IOP because it's basically the same and the same. I would assume the same because I don't have any clients on QBOP, which is QuickBooks Online Payroll.
Right.
I use Intuit Online Payroll. You use Intuit Full Service Payroll. They're all sort of a variation on the same product.
Well, interesting though, Stace, for assisted payroll will save those W-2s solid because you're accessing that data, those PDFs, through your PIN number. So if you're using assisted payroll, you can go in, if you've been doing assisted payroll since 2010, you can go choose the year, go get your W-2, and you're moving on your way. If you're using desktop, and you were using desktop payroll for forever, and the W-2s were produced on that computer, or you had someone that was computer literate enough, and I mean that respectfully, that moved all of those folders from the original computer over to the new computer, because that's what happens in desktop. If you go create...
Or even if a lot of times, what I always used to do was save it separately as a completely separate PDF in a folder called like W2, W3, 941, so that we always had those PDFs, and tell them why it's important to do that.
Well,
I know you are.
And I'm gonna sidewind off of that, and then I'm gonna come back to that point.
I love this.
I'm gonna go this way because you should have some storage mechanism, whether it's Google. Well, I don't know if a Google Drive, or you use Dropbox. I use Smart Vault. Whatever you're using for a storage solution. We always keep that. This is what we mailed you. Like I'm so scan it all, and this is what we mailed you. You can't prove me wrong because it's a PDF. Right. And so there's that opportunity, because as the year rolls over and the new tax forms, I would say, I'm going to call it load into your QuickBooks, because that's the only way I would say it. So once those are loaded in, the new year kicks in, and the forms are now dated 2015. And so what I have done historically at a desktop, if I couldn't find a PDF, maybe they weren't my client at the time, they got a new computer, all of those kind of things, and they're enhanced payroll and QuickBooks, or even maybe basic possibly, we'll print it. We'll print the W-2 because the history is there. The information's still in QuickBooks. Yep. You do a couple things. If you're somebody who saves your paper forms as your firm policy and you keep them, I have 1099s from 3 years ago. We keep that paper, and the reason for that is because we deal with audits. People who have not issued 1099s, the auditors still want them. Right. In an audit situation, we're auditing 2010. If you didn't issue the 1099s, we want you to issue them now. So we'll keep that paper, which sounds ridiculous, but you can't print a 1099 in a PDF format like you can with a W-2. You can print that paper out of QuickBooks. That's why we do it why I keep the paper. So the W-2, though, you can print it, and you can white out the 5 and put a 4, or white out the 4 and put a 10 on every single stinking page. If you haven't done that, you've not lived.
Right, exactly. I'm going to agree with you. If you haven't, you really haven't. You haven't lived, because I've done that.
You've missed joy opportunities.
Yeah.
So,
or you know what I've even had a client do was they printed out, they tried different font sizes, and they printed it out on labels. And then they actually printed the year out on the label and slapped it on the form to cover up the current year.
I love that. That's good. The problem with those forms is they have these couple of little spots, even on the little W-2 form, the 2010 is little, so you have to look for every spot, and you have to really pay attention. But I mean, they know we're fooling them anyway. I just use a marker. I'm 13, whatever. So it's really important for us as practitioners to make sure we're saving that information in a PDF format off and away from that computer if you're using desktop and you've got somebody who's doing that. So, and something to think for yourself as a practitioner, if you are the one holding the QuickBooks file, you're doing the payroll on enhanced payroll for accountants, which people still do that. We still do that for some people. If we do that, we should be saving those documents regardless, because if we're issuing them or sending packets to clients, we should be having that information solid for what we sent them, so that later, 2 years from now, we're able to provide information and we have that true documentation that we uploaded this PDF on this date and this is the originator, and nobody can blame us, because it's all about covering your ass, period.
It is.
Every moment of your life. That's what it is in accounting, and that was the first thing my instructor put, CPCYA, and I'm like, I want to be a CPA though, and he's like, no, that's cover your ass. That's the first thing you need to learn. And I was like, I like that. That's really good stuff. It was the first time I heard it. I was 18, I was sheltered. Anyway, great question. I hope that those answers are helpful, that we've spun it around for everyone to see it. And here comes.
We have our first guest. So I'm going to do a little bit of tweeting. I'll let you.
Yeah, I did.
And then, Dawn, I'll let you introduce Jamie real quick, and I'll be here, but I just won't be engaged for just a few seconds.
Well, I want to be engaged to Jamie.
Oh yeah.
I'll be engaged to Jamie. So I'm not sure if I would say your last name correctly. So I'm going to throw it out there, Jamie Nunley.
Nice.
Blended? Is it blended? Yeah. It's Nunnally. It's not that. That's silly. I think that would be silly. So I would say Nunley from Avalara.
Okay.
I love your glasses. I love your hat. And you know what the Avalara hat reminds me of?
What?
Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. If you look at the front of it when he's on the tractor and he's mowing the lawn.
Oh yeah, Forrest.
The rim. The way the rim is looks exactly like that, but it's not. It's Avalara. Checkmark compliance is what I would call it. That's what the check mark's for.
You're so smart. This is the official Avalara baseball hat.
Do you have a team?
We have 2 teams.
Uh-oh, Dawn's going to absolutely go ape shit right now.
Yeah, you're coming.
How do I get I need a jersey.
Okay, I got it. I'm making a note.
Okay, so there's K-Beast.
Yay! Good. She's party.
Look at how cute you guys are. Look at the beat.
Right?
I mean, Kelly, Bistricino, which is what my phone says.
Bistricino.
Yes, Kelly, and I go Bistricino, and it does it. It knows it's you. And so, do you want to introduce Kelly, or you want me to?
I say, Jamie, why don't you tell our audience, because we still have to do Jamie, you tell our audience who you are, what you do, and where you're from, and then we'll get to K-Beast.
Okay, I'm next. All right. Well, I just wanted to be here tonight because I wanted to be where the beautiful people were in the QuickBooks and world that we live in. I feel really good.
With that skin, sister, just saying.
Yeah. So my name is Jamie Nunley. Dawn, thank you very much. And I am the Strategic Alliance Manager for Avalara, and we are the nation's leader in sales tax compliance, and we love our Intuit partners and people like you guys working in the accounting world.
And I'm just going to say, I don't even know of any other sales tax app. As far as I'm concerned, you guys are the only
That's right.
one. That's all I'm saying.
Smart, that's what you think.
Yep. So thank you, Jamie. Kelly, would you share with our audience, our viewing audience, and possibly our listening audience? I think a lot of people will actually sometimes just listen as well. Introduce yourself and tell us who you are and where you're from and what you do.
Sure. So I'm Kelly Bistricino, as Dawn called me earlier.
Tell me it's Siri.
You don't need to call me Kelly Bistricino. You can call me K-Beast. We simplify it around here. And I'm the accounting program director for TSheets time tracking. Although I really like Jamie's title, the Strategic Alliance Director. I think I would hear that, Jamie.
Manager.
That's pretty fancy.
Strategic Alliance Manager, yeah. I'm going to brand myself right now.
Look at that.
And then just in time, we have Meredith. So M. Wood, as we call her. So Kelly, you are actually in my phone as K-Beast. Meredith is in as M. Wood. And Jamie, I don't have her cell phone number, but I'll get it later.
Yeah, I want it too. I would like that as well.
Right. So Meredith, would you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do and where you're from?
Absolutely. My name is Meredith Wood, and I'm the editor-in-chief at Fundera.
Nice.
Do I need to know what Fundera does?
Yes, that would be great.
Yes, I want everyone to know all about you guys. 'Cause we know.
Fundera is a marketplace for small business loans. So instead of going lender by lender to apply for a loan, with our marketplace, you apply one time, and you can apply to every possible lender there is online.
Nice. So we have all of you guys together for a very specific reason, and I want to thank all of you for taking the time to come on and hang out with Brolin and I. It's like all girl night here. I think he says he's sick, but maybe he might be faking it. Honestly, I think he really. No, I think he really is sick because he wasn't feeling very well. I was emailing him early this morning, so I seriously think I think he's got the flu. So we have all of you guys on because you are all going to be at an event in a few weeks, I believe. I think it's in May. And it's called Empowered Northwest, and the website is empowerednw.com. And one of you guys, I know Dawn is speaking at it. I have nothing to do with it. I will not be there. One of you guys can tell what it's about. Maybe Kelly? I'm going to pick Kelly if you want to explain what the event is and who should go.
Sure. So Empowered Northwest is a QuickBooks-centric conference taking place in Portland on May 7th and 8th. And it's a great opportunity for accountants to come and learn from industry thought leaders, but it's also a great opportunity for end users to come and learn about cloud accounting and what software they should be implementing in their businesses in order to stay ahead of their competition and be on the cutting edge of their industry. And so it's kind of a unique conference from that element in that accountants can come and bring their end users, and they can both attend the same sessions. There's going to be 2 unique tracks, but they can also sit in the same room and attend the same sessions at the same time. There doesn't have to be that differentiation. So it's kind of a fun opportunity, and we have amazing partners. The list of people who have gotten involved has just grown and grown and grown, including the 3 apps on this call, obviously Intuit, and then LivePlan, Concur, Fishbowl. I mean, it's just gotten like outrageous. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Dawn, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to treat you like a guest tonight. Just FYI. I think I put that I put that somewhere that you are going to be our guest. What? Yes. I know you're speaking in some capacity.
Correct.
What are you doing at the event, and what is your, are you doing sessions? Are you doing panel? What are you doing? Tell us all about it.
Well, it's not even here. I'm hoping to be a little bit of security. Hoping to be able to wear,
a badge. I know you want a badge. I know you want a badge.
And have a walkie-talkie kind of thing. Because that would be awesome. I want to patrol. I want to do some patrolling. But,
Dawn, don't you have a GIF of yourself doing that?
I have a video that you also have seen of me patrolling in an event recently.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that as well. I think, Meredith, you posted it to Twitter last week, didn't you? Maybe Thursday?
I did.
Yeah.
I might post it again.
I just wanted to.
What's she patrolling for?
I'm going to interrupt, and I just want to say this. So Meredith sends me last Thursday. She Google Chats. She IMs me. Do you have a video of you doing something stupid? Without even contemplating why she's asking.
Yeah, concern.
4 seconds. I'm like, yeah, sure, sent, done. And I sent her a video, and she then proceeded to make a really silly GIF with it. And I just want to say, there was I didn't even think twice, why is she asking this or what does she need it for? I was like, yeah, fine, done, it's yours. So apparently Dawn has done the same. So I just want to thank you, Meredith. So.
I do also want to note that I knew I was going to be on with all the hot chicks tonight, and that's not typically my gig. So I wanted to get a little closer so you could see that I did put some makeup on today.
I see it.
So you guys, so I wanted to just make a note of that. That was just another thing. And then I was like, you know what? Kelsey would be proud of me if I wore the headband and my softball shirt today. And so there's that. But anyway, what I'm doing at the event is I am going to be moderating the CEO panel discussion.
Oh, perfect.
pretty excited about that. I'm expecting to be able to throw in some curveballs because that's how I roll. Like, I'll follow the script, I'll follow the rules, but I'm definitely going to be asking some of my own questions. But I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a great event. I'm honored to even participate with all of these lovely ladies and more. There's more people that will be there. And hopefully I can just contribute and help educate people. That's my primary goal. I'm really honestly going there to promote the applications that people need to run their business. And that's something that I've been very passionate about, especially this year. Is like our firm focus is to educate and help not just ourselves but also other firms. We have been doing some consulting with some bigger firms to help them kind of get on board with these applications that not just their clients need, which they do, but even them as firm owners themselves. And we're talking, big firms, of hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of employees. So we're really excited about that. So I'm excited and honored that I've been asked to come out and participate in this event. And again, I'm hoping just for a little bit of an opportunity to patrol around and make sure everything's running the way it should be, and maybe boss a couple people around. But I don't have like any like session that I'm in charge of teaching. It's going to be really, I'm there as a support person for the whole event.
Nice.
All people.
I also want to mention that it is May 7th and 8th in the year 2015.
2015. We're still trying to.
The year that it is. I just looked at the calendar because I thought, well, maybe I'll just go out and just kind of be a spectator and be an attendee. But I was looking at my calendar and I cannot make it because I have to do popcorn at Eric's school. I have to help with popcorn day in Eric's kindergarten class. So sorry, I'm out.
That lady.
Family first.
Yep. Popcorn for the kindergartners is way more important than anything else ever. So
trust me, they'll take people down if they don't have their own box of corn. Anyway, so I want to hear from the ladies.
Yeah.
You asked the first question, Stacey. Who do you want first?
So I'm gonna ask Wood. What are you guys? What is Fundera? What are you guys going to be talking about? Like, what content are you bringing? What are you bringing to the table for this, girl?
Come on, Wood.
I have no idea. No.
You're like, I'm clueless. I got nothing.
I was just gonna show up and wear my hat, but
I love that.
So first and foremost, our CEO, whom you may know as the Hot Nerd, is actually going to be giving one of the keynotes.
Oh, great.
Call Jared the Hot Nerd.
Next to him. Anyway,
Dawn loves Jared. Like, hot nerd.
Like, loves him.
Yeah, loves him. Loves. Okay, anyway, go on.
He's had a very varied business past, a lot of experience, and he's going to kind of be speaking to his experience, the mistakes he's made and what he's learned from, as well as some, he's gone through a rapid acquisition before and sort of why he wants to focus long-term on building his company and sort of whether you're a startup or you are an established company, even firms themselves, like things that he has learned that have been phenomenal and worked, and things that were maybe complete failures, but in the end were lessons that taught him to get where he is today. So it should be a really interesting conversation. He'll also be part of the CEO panel that Dawn is moderating, which could make things a little bit dicey.
I hope they've given me 5 hours.
You're going to have to control yourself during that panel.
I know, you guys, man.
I'm going to suit up.
You should.
Are you gonna get fancy? Is that what you're saying? You're gonna get all dressed up? Are you gonna put some heels on, Dawn?
No, but I'm gonna buy some. Well, I don't want to fall down. I'm gonna get some new glasses though. Smart glasses.
Some nerd glasses.
Awesome.
Like my readers a little bit.
So I love that, and I love that he's gonna be talking about that. See, that makes me want to go. It makes me really want to go. My next question would be for, let's see, Jamie.
Yeah.
So what are you guys, so Avalara, you guys do obviously sales tax management. What are you guys, what's your session? I mean, are you guys going to be talking about, will you tell me what you guys are going to be talking about?
All right. It's, there's only so many ways you can spin sales tax.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that everybody, like, nobody, it's kind of one of the last things I feel that small business owners and sometimes accounting professionals even take into account. Like, they even.
Yeah.
But they all need it. They all need it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is true. So basically, I've been interrupted in my office over here, but
Stop!
can yell at him, tell him to get out of here.
Who is it?
It's a voyeur. I need the police girl.
We love guests.
Yeah, so basically, so nobody wants to talk about sales tax compliance, and people avoid it. Yeah, raise your hand. And we're going to talk about the Insider's Guide to Understanding Sales Tax and how to audit-proof your business. And I've got my own sales tax celebrity, Mr. Ian Clyde, who you all know very well, and every single pro advisor in this country knows. And he's going to dazzle everybody for a couple hours and do a little training.
Nice.
And then we're also sponsoring a really fabulous dinner with a bunch of local wineries, and I think that's on Thursday night.
That is awesome. That's really great. So you guys are going to be talking basically about Avatax, right?
We're going to be talking about Avatax and actually the suite of products that we have for 1099s and certs, and yeah.
Okay.
Love that.
So my question to you is, as far as Avatax, are you guys going to be getting in, I don't know if you can get into this or if you want to let Ian get into it at the session, but for those of our audience, for our audience members who aren't familiar with Avalara and Avatax,
Yeah.
like, can you give us just some basics about it? Because we haven't had anybody from Avalara come on in a while.
Okay.
So a refresher would be nice. Like maybe, what kind of apps does it connect to, like desktop or QBO?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then maybe just a overview of the cost for Avatax. That would be really nice.
Perfect. So our product has a seamless plugin to QB Enterprise, QB Pro, and QBO. We don't support QB Mac or QB Canada,
Okay.
which is unfortunate for right now. We are the only gold level certified developer for Intuit for a sales tax solution. So we are kind of the only show in town for these guys. When you are invoicing inside QuickBooks, it calls out to our sales tax solution out in the internet and pulls down the proper rates, rules, and boundaries based on how you've set it up for your company.
Okay, and it works with QBO, right? It does
Yes,
work with
ma'am.
online too. So I know it's been a pretty seamless integration with desktop.
Yes.
And the last time I looked, there was a tiny little lag with QBO, which isn't that big of for me. I never thought that was that big of a deal, because it's getting you. You don't have to, like, that's what I tell everybody. Like that, like 2 seconds or couple seconds of lag time going back and forth is completely worth the issues that could happen, which might be my next question, and then we'll kind of move on to Kelly, and she can talk about TSheets a little bit. Is so if they're not tracking their sales tax properly, and this is, I think, a really big issue because everybody is still talking about Marketplace Fairness Act and when that's going to pass, because it is. So if you have clients who have any multiple sales tax or any, they have nexus in more than one state or more than one municipality that's tracking sales tax, if they're not doing it correctly and they get audited, really, who's liable for that if the company has a sales tax audit?
So if the company has a sales tax audit and they're not using Avalara, of course the company themselves are liable, including the business owner, all the way down to somebody. It is true that every single company is audited in its lifetime, which is why our product is critical. And the people that are usually managing sales tax for a small business are either moving up or moving out, and they're the kind of people that are wonderful employees while they're there, but as soon as they're gone, nobody's there to manage it. And so that's where we come in. The prices, and you asked about that, for a single state scenario, which is really popular in the QuickBooks world, starts anywhere at $500 a year, and we scale based on transactions and tax returns because we do all the filing tax returns as well. So a QuickBooks deal could even be anywhere from $500 a year to several thousand, depending on how much nexus you have.
Right. Which, I mean, personally, for $500 a year, or even a few $1,000s a year, that to me is completely worth peace of mind.
It is.
Because it's like this. I mean, it's literally like, here you go, you guys deal with it. You calculate the sales tax, you file the returns, you guys make the payments, you guys basically do everything for the small business, and so I really love that. It's one of the reasons why, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even know of any other sales tax management. So thank you for that. And I think if you're going to be at this event, you definitely want to hit Ian's. He's very animated. He's a very great. He's a great presenter.
Yes.
He's a super nice guy. Really fun. So make sure if you are going to be at this event that you do check out that session. So the next one I want to talk about is Kelly.
Kind of mellow yellow, Meredith.
No.
Oh.
Is that a mellow yellow?
Mellow yellow. Sorry.
So I want to ask Kelly, what are you guys going to be talking about? Obviously, I'm sure you guys are going to be mentioning TSheets and what it does. But the other question I want to ask is, and you may have already answered this, but you know, what is TSheets bringing to this event, and why should somebody, again, whether it's an accounting professional or a small business professional, why should somebody go to this? And how much does it cost? I'm putting it all on you, K-Beast.
You lay it on, Phil. I'll take it.
Yep.
It's a lot of questions, but
and I'll remind you. So the first one is, what's TSheets bringing to the table?
Got it. So we have a few different sessions. We were lucky enough to be involved in multiple ways. So Matt will be a part of the CEO panel that Don is going to moderate, and I'm sure that will be not only educational, but we can probably all guess how entertaining that will be as well.
I'm going to figure out how to control myself. It's not going to be easy.
You're gonna have to try. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be awesome though, no matter what. Matt also has a separate breakout session, a second keynote where he's going to be speaking on company culture. One of the things we get asked about all the time at TSheets is, how does Matt hire all of you? What goes into your hiring process, and then what happens after hiring to help maintain sort of the fun, like, unique energy and company culture that we've become known for at TSheets. And so he's going to be giving some really great takeaways, how-tos. Like, he wants all the attendees of that keynote to walk out with their list of what they need to implement in their business as they hire to replicate the kind of unique culture that they want to have. Because that's different to every business owner, but how do you craft that ideal culture? So that's one of the sessions that Matt's a part of. And then also the beautiful Jennifer Hetherington is going to grace us with her speaking presence too, talking specifically about affiliate marketing and how to build a mutually beneficial partnership program, what that looks like, what are the basics, how do you find affiliates that are a good fit for you and your business.
Oh, cool.
And then last but not least, Victoria Behorn is going to present the product-centric TSheets solution.
Nice.
She is on it.
I know.
I did a webinar with her, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. It was a few weeks ago. And it was so fun because I was like, okay, Behorn, wait a second. Click on this. Can you show them? And she was just like, oh, wait, I want to show this. And it was just so fun because she just knows that product like
inside and out, baby. And you can throw anything at her. Like, you can be like, Victoria, show me this random feature that we built 6 years ago and no one's ever touched since. And she'll be like, great, yeah, absolutely, no problem. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Animal. So I have a question.
All right, I'll let you ask one. How about that? You ask one.
I'm going to say that my headband though does itch tremendously, but I'm going to talk it out.
You can take it off.
They made these for, I think, baby dolls.
It definitely wouldn't fit my head because I have the most giant head. When Kevin has like fitted baseball hats, so when I put his baseball hats on my head, they sit like, it's like I'm wearing a little kid's hat. Like, I have the most giant melon head, so there's no way those would fit my big fat giant.
We're gonna take two, cut them in half, and sew them together for you.
Okay, that's probably, we might need 3. I'm just saying, like, that's how giant my big fat head is. All I'm saying is I got a big fat head. Okay.
So I want to ask each of our beautiful guests tonight, one at a time, and I'm going to start with Jamie first. I want to ask, because I think this is really important for a lot of our audience are obviously pro advisors, like a lot of people who are looking for solutions, want to learn more, want to get involved in what's going on and learning, right? So if I'm somebody who I may not even be new to the Intuit universe, to the accounting universe, to the whatever, especially app universe, which I think is very different for a lot of people, how would they and who would they contact at your company at Avalara? Obviously, they can go to avalara.com. Like, we know that. You can go to TSheets.com, Fundera.com. We get all of that, right? So if it's somebody like me, I want to connect with a person. If I'm a pro advisor or I'm a pro,
Yeah.
who would I call or who would I email? I wouldn't call anybody. I'm not a big caller.
I would never call anybody.
Not a big caller. Like, honestly, my kids text me and they're like, "Mom, can I call you?" Like,
You're like, no, please
no.
don't. Yeah.
But there are people out there that are callers.
Yeah, there are people that are callers. I I love that. Look at
I love that. She's sharing her screen, and
she's sharing her screen.
sharing her screen.
I want to control it all.
So, and I'll tweet this out. I can only do one thing at a time, though.
Oh, yeah.
So I say, so they can email you, Jamie, directly.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we'll post out your email, because I think that that's really important, because it's so easy for us to say, okay, go to avalara.com.
No.
But people want to connect with people.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I want to know that Jamie, that face on the show is the one who's going to take care of me. And I think that connection is really important. With that Forrest Gump hat, I'm just saying, that's the rim that says that to me. But the Avalara hat, which is fabulous, and the check mark for compliance.
Yep.
Okay, Jamie would be your connection.
That's right.
And so I'm going to move over, just because I like to go usually, left to right. So we're going to go.
I'm going to veto that, and I'm going to say we're going to jump right over Kelly, and we're going to go to Meredith. We're going
to go to Meredith Wood.
Out of order.
Wow.
She wasn't ready. Go ahead. So Meredith, who would people contact at Fundera to start the connection process with Fundera?
Me.
I think that's important. You. So what's your email address? If you could share your screen, that would be great. Like Jamie did. Just kidding. She put up the piece of paper. That's how I share my screen. I just move it around. I share.
Serious?
So people would just
You don't have to do a screen share.
We're gonna tweet it. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Give out everybody's personal cell phone numbers. That's what we're going to do in just a minute. We're going to just
we'll give everyone's cell phone numbers out.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Kidding.
We're just kidding.
That's good. So people will know, Meredith, that you're the one that they contact.
Yes.
And again, I think that's important.
But I'm fine with just saying my email. It's just meredith@fundera.com. The hard part is my name, which is spelled MEREDITH @fundera.com.
And some people are great at spelling and some are not. We get that. But that's important. Again, so you're going to connect with Meredith, and of course Kelly is going to be Kelly at TSheets, which means there's only one Kelly at TSheets.
There's two Kellys.
Why or why?
I'm the original.
Good call, Jamie. KELLY at TSheets.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, what did she say?
No, she said that.
Names are the hardest part. Like there's.
Oh, thank you for spelling it, because people do spell it wrong, surprisingly, even though it's so easy.
Right? It's just a plain old Y, isn't it? I have the same problem with my name. There's no E. I have no extra useless E. No offense to the Stacys with an E in it. I'm just saying, for me, I don't need it. I don't need the extra E.
Yeah. There's
It's
no.
just a Y. Just a plain old Y. Just
So good. Okay.
no frills, Stacy.
I am all about the personal connection, and I know other people are too. I have one eyelid that kind of hangs lower than the other, so I'm trying to lift it with my hand.
Oh, also, I just want to mention this. Not only are we giving out email addresses and personal cell phones, Kelsey at TSheets has also requested that each one of us give out our social security numbers.
Yeah, and birthday, dates of birth, and
date of birth, and also our mother's maiden names. Yeah. And, oh, wait, also maybe our first pet's name. That might also be something that might be
Maybe the name
in.
of your favorite teacher.
Exactly. Yeah. Your childhood hero. That's another thing that I'm sure people would love to find out. I'm just saying.
What's also very important is that your where you were born. So
Yes,
this
the city you were born. So we're going to give out cell phone numbers,
No.
social security number, city you were born, mother's maiden name. Basically, we just want to get to know you guys. So if you could just go one at a time. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, it's funny. You task the next question because I'm going to tweet. It's going to take a minute.
Okay, so I have a question for Meredith, and what I'm wondering is, why did you guys how did you guys come to the point where you decided that you wanted to participate in this event? Never in Michigan. I'm just going to say never.
Agreed. Oh my gosh. I love. It was a really collaborative event, even just from like the get-go. Jamie kind of had an idea. She talked to me about it, and Jen and I were like, "We're in," and we thought it was just going to be this really small conference. Our two sponsorships plus into it was like a given from the get-go, and then just kind of grew and grew and grew. And I think it's become a much more robust, a much just higher caliber event with each addition to the sponsor list. Everybody brings something unique to the table, and it's ultimately going to benefit the attendees. So it's going to be great. Such a good point. No, maybe they could move your popcorn date. You're speaking her language now. Okay, we'll ask Durs to take a video the next time that they do that. We'll go around here. I love Pat too. for it. Go for it. You- Yeah, it was really good feedback. You got a lot of feedback. It was good. That's right. It doesn't look like a 1980s like rock band wrote the code for it anymore. A little outdated. It's a little outdated. This one's much prettier. Where are you going back? Yeah, I would just encourage everybody to go to empowerednorthwest.com. Check out the roster speakers. We have so many phenomenal speakers beyond who we even got to mention here tonight. Kim Hogan from Intuit's also going to speak, do a session on social media for small businesses, how to create and implement your strategy. And we love Kim here at this show. And there's Mary Scott, who's like this VP of Fishbowl, is going to speak. There's so many. And our boy Mike, why did we not even talk about Mike? Love him. So funny. He's so funny. He's so smart. Oh, you got it. One of us will get it in slow-mo, and the other will get it in like time lapse. So you'll see. Yes. Well, yeah. March 15th, and it's $69 to register. With the early bird special, you get 30% off your registration. So, we love being on every time you guys are willing to have us, willing to put up with us. So thank you. Bye, guys. Talk to you.
Throw away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle. We're high up in the clouds and we're never